Assalamualaikum and hello YouTube, my name is Nur Muhammad from Rewatch and I'm back with another comparison video review. So this time around the contender, right? So on the blue corner I have my San Martin SN008G, this is the version 2, and on the red corner we have the SN004G, the V3 version. Alright, so version 3 version. Alright, so I've done a full review for both of these watches, and some of my subscribers asked me, hey man, could you please compare these two, because they are they are still thinking about which one to go or which one to buy on the upcoming AliExpress sales, right? So talking about that AliExpress 11/11 sales, this one will be discounted, and you would be able to get this at about $270, so great price. But this one, however, is being discounted even further down at about USD 180 US dollars. So that's about 90 US dollars difference there. But you know what? I obviously I have both, so obviously I think that they are both worth the money. But still, if you guys are contemplating, so I hope that this video will help you out. And yep, let's see you guys after the intro. Okay guys, so welcome back to my comparison video review of both of these awesome watches from San Martin, right? So let's do a quick dimensions first. For this one, the SN008G, or the homage to the Black Bay watch, is the size is 40 millimeters in diameter from here to here, and the lug to lug of 48 millimeters from here to here, and a thickness of just 12 millimeters and a lug width of 20 millimeters. So the crown size is about 7.1 millimeters, 7.1 millimeters, let's just call it 70 millimeters. And the weight on this supplied bracelet, I took 3 links off, it's about 138 grams, right? So on the red corner we have the San Martin SN004G version 3. So the diameter is 38 millimeters on the case, but on the bezel is 39 millimeters, a lug to lug of just 46 millimeters, and a thickness of 13.3 millimeters. And of course, it has the same 20 millimeters lug width, and it 7 millimeters crown, same exact crown as that one. And waist size for me, I've took 2 links out, so it weighs about 133 grams. So both are almost comparable, right? So case finishing, both has brush finishing up top, and we have both has brush finishing on the side, right? So, and both have this beveling, a polished beveling on the lugs here, and you can see again finishing on this side here. So yeah, almost similar, similar finishing, but you can definitely see a difference in terms of case shape, right? So this features a bit more thicker lug compared to this one, but this one, yeah, you can see that the case shape is more flat on this one, but while we have a bit of curvature here. But you can see that the case spec on this one, because the thickness is just 12 millimeters, so because it is aided by the movement that is being used on this particular watch, which is the PT5000. So we have this flat case spec, and we have this almost step case spec because of the use of the YN55 movement, right? So let's talk about the bracelet. So I've gone for the version 2 and version 3 for this both watches. So both end links, right? So fitted with this female end links, right? So this one, or however, is actually a $10 cost option, right? So it came with the male end link, but I've asked the seller to give me as a free gift, so that is what they did. And yeah, that you can see that the end links is different on both watches, but the bracelet is the same, tapering from 20 to 16 millimeters up to 18 millimeters on this awesome class, right, with dual push button here. So awesome class with this milled scissor class, right? So awesome. I just love this this rivet style bracelet. Yeah, I don't know, man, I just like the look of it. Some hate the rivet style bracelet, but for me it looks absolutely awesome, right? So let's talk about the dial on this particular watch. So this is, of course, already, this is an homage to a to the Black Bay, but not necessarily a certain to the Black Bay, because the Black Bay doesn't really have a ceramic bezel insert, right? So this one is in between the Black Bay 41 and the Black Bay 58, because this size is 14 millimeters and so the bezel is 40.5, right? So it features a matte black dial there with the applied indices, which enables San Martin to put a ton of loom inside there, right? So this is where I think there is an increase of cost compared to this particular dial on the SN004G or the vintage dial, where they are printed dial, right? So but check out that dial, guys. I just love how that dial plays with the light. So they call it a leather dial. So we have a printed indices with that vintage loom, which would reduce the strength of the loom if you compare it to the applied indices on this version, right? So yeah, there you have it. There's a bit of increase in cost, of course, when you want to do an applied indices, right? So the hands on this Black Bay homage is, of course, mimicking the ones that you would find on either the Black Bay 51 or Black Bay 58 or the 41 millimeters. So we have these snowflake dials, snowflake hands on the hour hands and also on the second hands, whilst on the vintage diver we have it with the pencil style hand with that second hand lollipop, right? So this one, I don't know, it looks like a certain vintage Rolex model. I have no idea which one, but yeah, still awesome option in my opinion. Of course, you can go for the Mercedes hands with a bigger lollipop on the second hands, but I prefer a much simpler version, which is this one, right? So that's about the dial. And on this one we have just a yellow colored printing on the San Martin logo, and also on the 200 meters automatic printing. But on the SN008, so we have automatic printed in gold and 200 meters printed in red, which looks really cool, right? To be completely honest, because it matches this red triangle on the bezel, right? So there's that red triangle has a loom pip, which is okay. It's not as big, but I think it is okay because it is properly sunken into the bezel, this ceramic bezel insert, and this ceramic bezel insert. I think they are using the exact same color palette, but the printing you see here, the bezel on both of these watches, this is a much more thicker bezel, and this is featuring a much thinner bezel, so that contributes to the small look on this particular watch, right? So even my wife, when I show her this watch for the first time, she said, oh, that's quite a small watch. And yeah, I have to agree with her, right? So the bezel is not the bezel insert, the bezel itself, right? So it features a coin edge bezel on this on the Black Bay homage. Similarly, again, this features a little bit more, how to say, this one looks like a coin edge, but this one looks like a gear cock or something like that. So you can see that the finishing, the shape is a bit different. This one much more refined, I think, and yeah, this one is much more easier to do, maybe, right? So that, of course, lends to a much better grip, right? So very nice action, no back play whatsoever, and it lines beautifully on the 12 o'clock, right? So but on the vintage diver, yep, you notice that the click is much more edible, right? And unfortunately on my version there is a little bit of off-centered to the left, I think. Yep, just a tad to the left, which is not that bad. But if you guys are if you guys are an OCD, so you might going to hate it, right? So on the crystal, let's talk about the crystal. So this one features a little bit of not really that top hat sapphire crystal, but there is a bit of how to say, chamfering here with a little dome, right? I think this is a single dome sapphire crystal. You can see that there is a bit of quite a lot of reflections there, but on the vintage diver it features this top hat sapphire crystal, which for me looks absolutely gorgeous. Top hat plus a little bit of dome, a single dome sapphire crystal, makes it more vintagey, right? So so yeah, appropriate to its name, which is the vintage diver, right? So of course, when I play around with the light, you can see that we have quite a lot of blue AR coating there. And again, on this one as well, there's not much. I think this one is a lot more, but yeah, I prefer the air coating on this one because the blue is not too powerful, and you know, somewhat makes it a little bit looks a bit annoying, right? So of course the dial size here is a lot smaller compared to this one, and we have this metal ring just inside the bezel here, which this one is a lot thinner, but this one is a lot thicker, so that, you know, somehow shrinks the dial and makes this look and feel a lot smaller, right? So at the back, so I've showed you just now on the PT 5000 movement, we have the 28,800 beats per hour with a 40 hours of power reserve. So this movement is from PT or Hong Kong PT, right? Precision technology movement, right? So yeah, it is a clone of ETA 2824. Of course, we have that ghost state position because some people really hate, and we have a hacking movement there. And okay, so yeah, I can hack and I can hand wind it and check out that smooth sailing second hands action here. And screwing it back, right? So screwing it back is a bit of a challenge because this PT 5000 movement, there's a bit of resistance there. So, and the crown is a bit too, it's not really that tall, so there's a bit of challenge when you want to screw it back in. Well, otherwise on these vintage diver, because it is using the YN55 movement, essentially an Epson movement, which is better known as the F6922, used on the Orient Komatsu or on the Orient Ray 2. So when you unscrew it, again it has that ghost position, so there's no hacking there, and you put another one and yep, you are good to go. You can adjust it. Alright, so 1010, and when you want to screw it back, because it is similar to the ones that is used on the Seiko NH35, so the screwing back experience is not really that heavy, right? So again, similar problem here. The crown is a bit too short, and it involves, you have to use your fingernails to make sure that the screwing in is completely done, right? So yeah, it is what it is, guys, right? Okay, what else that should we talk about? So let's put it on the reason, right? So today, quick wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my Rado vintage Rado cranes from 1970s. Awesome watch. This is 36 millimeters and 42 millimeters in lug to lug. So, and I put it on this awesome leather bracelet from Strapsco, right? So yeah, vintage vibe loaded here. So with this vintage style leather bracelet on an actual vintage watch, right? So let's show how the watch looks on my 6.75 inch wrist. So immediately you can see that the 40 millimeters diameter does take quite a lot of space on my skinny wrist, but yeah, still okay, because the 48 millimeters lug to lug doesn't really hang out or overhang from my wrist. So I love how this feels, but the vintage diver just suits me better, right? So I don't know, guys. So it feels a lot more comfortable, maybe because of the shorter 46 millimeters lug to lug. I just prefer this one, and it is about 5 grams lighter than the than the SN008, and I just love that awesome dial. And yeah, I don't know, this is my new favorite Saint Martin yet, right? So okay, so there you have it, guys. $90 difference. So in conclusion, $90 difference does you could buy a watch for $90, right? So if you think that you don't really want to spend that much, definitely this is the best option, right? So the best option that you could get from AliExpress 11/11 sales. But this is no slouch. Easily the best BB8, to the Black Bay 58 or Black Bay homage yet that I found on the market today. So when I say on the market, I did review a few other Black Bay homages previously, and yep, I think this is simply the best in terms of the build quality and also in terms of the price. So for at $270, you can't really go wrong with this one. And of course, they have updated the female end link as well, making it a much more easier watch to use. But still, 207, if you guys think that $270 is a lot money, it's a whole lot of money, then this is a much better option at $180, right? So of course I have leave a few links, affiliated links down below. If you use it, I will gain I will have a bit of commission, so that will of course be used to pump to buy more watches for you guys, for me to review and for you to share with you guys. Yeah, please do use the affiliate link if you wish. And yeah, there you have it, guys. Oh, before we go, let's do a lume check. I almost completely forgot there. So okay, so oh no, the battery just died. Oh my god. Yep, there it is. Okay, so the UV lamp has been revived for whatever reason. Let's just charge it up and see how the lume performs, right? Okay guys, so this is how the lume performs. Of course, the applied indices is going to contain tons of looms, much better lume compared to the applied indices of the vintage diver, but this is no slouch either. I've used both watches during the night, and normally before I go to sleep at around 10 or 11 p.m. and I wake up in the 5 a.m. in the morning, both are still very legible, so don't really worry about the lume on both of these watches. They are awesome lume, right? So yeah, this is the SN004 vintage diver, no slouch, right? So okay, so let's put the watch. Okay, so that is all, guys. So if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more future video reviews such as this one, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Stay safe and bye bye.